Okay, now this is the ear when it's finished, and you can see it's basically kind of a little turned out ear. You can do it a lot of different ways, well, several different ways if you wanted to. You could actually add wire to it, but for this version we're not going to add anything to it, and I'm going to show you the basic way that we're making the ear, which is this way. Now you can see I did this the same way as I made the arm. I just kind of pushed this in a little bit. Now, the trick is we've got a much smaller piece of opening here to go through. So we've got to be a little careful. This, the bone folder, oops, come back here, you. The bone folder won't quite fit inside here, so we can't really use that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the stick again, the stuffing stick. Now, some of you may be wondering, why am I not using tweezers or forceps to do this? I am not good enough with a pair of forceps to reach in and grab and turn felt inside out without it poking a hole. These are also very sharp, pointy tweezers. These are very, very tiny ones, and poking holes in there, the felt, is pretty easy. So that's why I do it this way. Now, again, if you don't have a bone folder, you're going to be doing it again this way, kind of pushing to make sure everything's out and that everything is where it needs to be. Okay, so there's the ear. There's the flat ear. And you can tell by looking at these two, all I'm going to do is I'm going to pinch these two together down here. Okay, so I sometimes, for whatever reason, again, idiosyncrasy, weird artistic idiosyncrasy, I will add in a couple of stitches to close this up. I think it's merely because I'm very used to doing wired ears, and I always do this on the ends of my wired ears because I don't know why. No, I do know why. Because if there's a wire running around this as kind of a free-floating kind of thing, when I add these stitches in, it locks it into place, and then it can't move. The wire at the base right here can't move. It can't slide up. It can't slide down. It can't move together. It's positioned here, and then the tension of the fabric on the outside keeps the wire in place. So I think I just have to do these. So I just dropped a couple of stitches in there, and then all I'm going to do is fold it in half, and then I think I used 3 or 4 stitches. I always want to make sure. I have this, I mean, I know these pieces are not toys. Okay, come on, you. But there's a part of me that's always afraid something's going to fall off, and I want to make sure it's attached well. Now, if you're like me, be careful about this stitch, because I just trimmed my nails down. They were beginning to bug me, and frankly, I thought they looked pretty atrocious while I was filming the first couple of videos for this. And you don't want to like go underneath your nail, because that is one of the worst pains absolutely ever. And you can see I'm going up about, I'm going to drop a 5th one in here. I'm going up about 5 millimeters. Now, you can see here, it's a little different. I squish this flat a little bit. The reason I do that is because I want this to be a little bit more circular on the end. So when I do put it into the hole to sew it to the head, I have more of a circular base to sew around. So I think I did this about twice. Okay. And then again, there's that. Now, if you want to, you could fold this ear in half and do it this way. You could fold it partially over. This one over here, the example my first example, I only folded in halfway because I wanted to see what it would look like. And it didn't differ so much from folding both sides in. So that's the reason why I'm doing it with both sides folded in. And that's still feeling a little open. One more stitch. And then I just drop a knot in. Ironically, I don't stab myself underneath the fingernail as much as I actually, let's see. It's usually the skin here and here that I will stab, which does really, really hurt. And more often than not, I'm stitching through my thumb or my finger on this like little edge here. And sometimes what really bugs is I'll stitch it and then I won't realize it until I'm like 6 or 7 stitches down the row and it's like, crap, I have to go back and fix it. So here are the ears. And I kind of like when you pull it in from this side, you can get some, again, it's the tension of the felt that will hold things because I've pushed and pulled. You know, it's going to be a little longer. I can kind of fold it a little bit if I want to, because the initial inspiration for this piece was this right here is the Dumbo octopus that has the little flappies that like flap, 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 flap. It's got little flappies. What are they called? Fins. Oh, it's been a long day. So that was the original body inspiration. When I started to alter this, I'd been seeing some pictures of them, and I thought they were just so sweet and cute that I wanted to make something like that. And once we get to the skirt, then it'll even look more like a little octopus, which I kind of thought was very, very sweet. A little Dumbo octopus. So now we know how to put the ears together, and we've got everything stuffed. So the next thing I'm going to be showing you is how we are going to flip some things around and how we will start pinning the arms inside and then stitching around the outside. We also need to cut a small slit in the back, which if you're going to be making some clothing for it, because I've got patterns for that, this will be covered up, or this can be covered up. Or if you don't care about it, it'll just be there. So that'll be the next video, is how we're going to actually put the body together.